Oh, hey. Welcome into the Guys Like You podcast. It's Jimmy, me, your host. I got Cito with us this week.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his grand reappearance, Tubbs is here.
Whoop, whoop.
He has made it. The other guys, as we addressed last week, DeGray's still being a dad with the newborn, so he will not be joining us for the foreseeable future. Hopefully, we can get him back next month. That'd be nice. PD also doing the dad duties. And then we got PJ, who will be with us later, doing dad duties as well. And so is AJ. So right now, the ones with the older kids and the non-kid is here. Gentlemen, welcome in.
Yep.
Tubbs, I noticed doesn't necessarily apply to you, but Cito, I know you had to work. I hope you had a great Father's Day.
Yeah, it was another day, another dollar.
Yeah. I mean, it's shitty you had to work, but hopefully before you had to go to work, it was good. And hopefully you had a really good friend that took care of you and fed you delicious barbecue.
Touche.
So if you're just joining us, if this is your first time on the show, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown of what we do. We kind of switched it up a little bit. I felt like, all right, so if you're coming back to, I felt like the name of the podcast kind of like seemed too much about me, and I didn't want it to be. We're all a group of friends, group of 30-something, a couple of us in our 40s, guys, and I think we have a lot of life experiences and a lot of knowledge we can give to people on all walks of life. I think we've all come up differently and dealt with things differently, and we can give a little information on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to touch on stuff you guys want to hear about. We're going to talk about sports. We're going to talk about movies. We're going to talk about games. We're going to get into the dad stuff. We're going to give you advice on stuff. Our goal is to hopefully within the next couple of weeks, we're going to have people on the show to try to offer insight into different like careers and stuff and how they made a career out of something that they enjoyed doing. And what advice they would give to their younger self and young men right now that are striving to do that. I just think it's a good idea for people to hear of success stories when it comes to different walks of life and different things you want to do in life. So with that being said, hopefully next week, there's no guarantees, but hopefully we'll have for our local people. Hopefully Curter will be on the show next week. He's going to talk about, the business, the Next Level Barbershop that he owns. And I've known Curter for a very long time. I remember when Curter was cutting hair in his basement. So he's going to talk to us about how he started from there and where he is now, which Cito, Tubbs, I don't know how much you know about him, but Cito, I would venture to say he's one of the more well-known barbers and people in the area.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would say so.
So I definitely will pick his brain. Like I said, hopefully we can get him on the show next week and see how that goes. Anything new from you guys?
Nope.
No? Nothing?
Nothing. Living life.
Work.
Yeah, a lot of work. Oh man, the weather is kicking up too. Jeez, that typical dad comments right there. It's supposed to be in the 90s next week. Heat index going to put us over 100. Not looking forward to that. I'm too big for that.
Yeah.
I'll be in the
sweat.
Too big for that. Cito, I know you got the pool. Ours is almost open. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to that. Anyways, let's jump right into it.
I just need warm water.
I can't deal with the heat. I will die.
No.
So, real quick, let's see when we can get AJ on. So we're gonna talk about the Antonio Brown drama that I see. Like,
I don't think it's drama. I think it's CTE, 100%.
Yeah, I think who was it?
Everybody knows. After that hit, he's not been the same.
Yeah, no, the one where he almost got destroyed.
Was it Perfect? Was that the one that Perfect gave to him? The guy from Cincinnati?
When he took his head off.
That was a rough hit.
Yeah, I think it was
Juju
bad.
Juju got a lick back, but it was too late.
Yeah, and I think that really messed him up for life, man. I mean, he's never been the same since then. Remember when he ran off the field with the Jets, or not the Jets, with Tampa Bay at the Jets game? Like, come on, you get paid a lot of money, and he was acting like a fool. So I definitely think, I definitely think that's a real thing. Turtle, appreciate the heart, me. Thanks for being here, brother.
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, but they can't tell you CTE till after your death, right?
Well, that's what the issue has been with the NFL players. Is, I mean, look at Junior Seau. Who else was it that went
There was
through?
that younger guy. He was like in his 20s where they killed his family or something.
Yeah.
Forgot
Nice to see you as well, sir. It's definitely a real thing. Like the amount of trauma that these guys go through, and the amount of trauma that's involved in football in general, just playing the game, is significant. There's been plenty of studies on it and what concussions do to you. I know that a couple years ago, a lot of the old players like sued the NFL for, their health insurance and stuff like that, because they don't get taken care of when they get out of the league. And it's bad. I mean, football is a tough sport. It is a very rough sport, and to say that you're going to play your entire career without getting injured, and I'm talking from high school up into college, NFL, if you make it that far, it's not going to happen. I remember in high school, one of the most significant injuries I ever saw was even on a kickoff. The kid had nothing to do with the play, and somebody got blocked into his leg, and they snapped his leg in half. It's like something as simple as that. So
we had a kid up where my mom lives. He got hit and he died on the field. They don't have football anymore because of it.
That's terrible. I remember when the heat exhaustion was the big thing. Players just getting worked out too much and them not taking enough water and passing out during practice and stuff like that. So I definitely think, and you got to think, when you get to that level of the NFL, the amount of power and speed and skill that you see in that game, you are going to take some pretty significant hits.
Especially him. He was like a star wide receiver for a very long time.
Yeah. And you're talking even, I mean, a lot of the safety stuff is just starting. It's not like it's been around. Yeah. It's not like it's been around forever. Turtle, thank you for the gold populars, man. You are the man.
Jason Kelsey's even said he's worried about it.
Yeah, and good on the guys that walked away from the game early. They made their money and they walked away, because you don't want to be a vegetable by the time you get older. And yes, I know that the safety stuff is getting much better than it used to be. The helmets, I mean, I just saw an article where Aaron Rodgers was complaining about the helmet he has to wear now, because the helmet that he's been wearing for the last 20 years of his career is not sanctioned anymore. So now he has to wear a brand new helmet, and then they got all the fancy padding and stuff. But guess what? If that's what saves him from being a vegetable in 5 years, I don't think he's going to complain then. He might now, because he wants it his way. But these guys that played when we were kids and recently, up until within the last probably 5 years, significant damage has been done to their bodies. So to think that Antonio Brown is not suffering from CTE in some way, shape, or form after you see everything that this man has been doing since he took that hit is ridiculous. And again, Tubbs, like you said, I'm pretty sure that they can't really diagnose it right now.
Yeah, not until after death, I think.
Yeah, it's something to do
crazy.
Literally when they do autopsy and they pick the brain apart, they can see the damage in the brain.
It just eats your brain.
Yeah, which is crazy, because it's all the technology that we have in the world, you can't figure that out until somebody's dead. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I hopefully get some help. Hopefully they figure out how to help this guy. We shall see.
All right.
So tonight, Tubbs, I don't know how much you follow. Cito, I know you know nothing about it. NHL Game 6. Florida currently leads the series 3-2. They won the last game 5-2. Brad Marchant has been a beast for Florida. The best player in the world, considered by many, plays on Edmonton. Connor McDavid. He's only scored 1 goal in this series, which is alarming from a hockey fan standpoint. That he has not done anything. But from my understanding, and I have not kept up with it because I'm a big Avalanche fan. They're not in it, so I was kind of just staying away from it. It's been a great series. Couple overtimes. The last game was not, however, 5-2. Florida won that one. They are in Florida tonight, with Florida having the chance to wrap it up for the second year in a row in Florida, which would make them not two-time, but back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. I think they won it one other time in the early 90s. I could be wrong. NHL stats people, don't crucify me on that one. So hopefully, and I did say this last week, hopefully Edmonton can pull it out and take it. I think they go back to Edmonton if they win tonight, and they can get Connor McDavid the cup because he deserves it. But you can't be the best player in the world and not show up when it counts. Do not be the LeBron James of hockey. Do not say you're the LeBron James of hockey and then you don't show up when it counts. NBA, which I wanted to try to get AJ in for that one. The Thunder currently 3-2 over the Pacers. 120-109 victory last night, which is very surprising because I think from what everybody told me, they thought that the Thunder were going to run away from this. So 3-2, I mean 2-2, and then to win it last night, and then now I think they're going back to Indiana. I could be right. Yes, Game 6 is Thursday in Indiana. The only name that I know is Tyrese Halliburton in this whole series. So, but I have seen, when I did look at the stats, it did say Halliburton and Pascal Siakam are the two big scorers right now for Indiana, and Jalen Williams and Shalil Alexander. I don't know. Not my thing. Not my thing. Those are the big guys right now, and apparently they are doing well for their respective teams. So, Cito, let me ask you a question.
Nope. Yeah, of course.
What do you think? What do you think the NBA needs to do to draw people back in? I know it's a big thing.
It's huge.
I know it's huge. I know it's huge. I know it is.
It's going a little more down to the block and shit again, but it's not. I don't know. I think it's too many threes. That's what I think. I don't know.
So you're saying the guys just now they're draining threes just too much.
I like the days. Take it to the rack. That's it. The Iverson days. He was 6 foot maybe, and he would go at anybody.
6 foot, 90 pounds soaking wet.
Maybe, and he would not back down from nobody. He would just take it to the lane.
Practice.
I remember.
Now you're 6'8" and you get touched on the 3-point line, and you're throwing yourself on the floor for 15 minutes.
Yeah, the amount of like flopping that I see, and not just the NBA, but the NFL is insane. Like,
I mean, there's some wild shit that goes on there too, though.
It's nuts. To just see these guys, like, you poke them with a finger and they are just like flying around.
When he's 6'8", 350.
Yeah, it's like, but that didn't happen. Slow it down. I saw a video the other day. A guy literally did a flip, like a somersault, when a guy barely touched him. I'm like, come on. Like, you got to put a lot of effort into doing a flip. Was it worth it?
Right.
So, is this LeBron's last year? Has LeBron done?
Probably. I think he's probably going to play one more, but yeah, he's probably close to done.
I feel like 1-2 maybe.
Mm-hmm. Then again, he's like a master of taking care of his body. So I don't know. He probably could have another 5 in him if he wanted. Honestly.
True, but then at the same time, they only play 60 games a year. They don't play 82 anymore. With the
Yeah, like he could definitely play probably another like 3 or 4 if he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. His son's not as good as we thought he was going to be. So.
right.
Well, I mean, you see that a
Hard
lot.
shoes to fill.
That they see, that it's the name that carries him somewhere, and then it turns out, hey, you're not your daddy. I saw a thing earlier. Adrian Peterson's son's getting ready to go to college, so they're wondering how he's going to tear it up.
Well, it's kind of funny now that all those guys' sons are coming because Carmelo Anthony's son's committed to Syracuse.
Mhm.
You got Allen. I think Allen Iverson's son. He's coming up. LeBron's got another son who's probably better than Bronny.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce, I think Bryce is going to be the better one. I agree.
Yeah, Bryce is bigger, and he's just I don't know. He's more like his dad.
Mhm.
Who else was it? Tim Duncan's got a son coming up. Vince Carter. I mean, Tim Duncan's probably one of the best players that ever played the game.
He's the best power forward ever.
I think Dirk Nowitzki's got a son coming up.
I feel like Dirk hasn't even been out that long. Like hasn't even been out of the game that long for.
I thought so too. It's almost 10 years.
Dirk's really been gone for 10 years.
Almost. I think it's like 7 or 8.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that threw me off too. I thought it was like 5, 4, maybe. But
yeah, I definitely would have not said more than 5 years.
No, I'm a LeBron fan, but he needs to retire or he ruins it.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So, do you think the Thunder are going to close it out? Do you think Indiana's going to force the game 7?
I want the chip to come back. I want the chip to come back. I want the chip to be in the East. So I want Indiana to win, but I don't know. They could probably win this one, but I don't know.
Aren't you a little torn? And they put your team to bed?
Well, yeah,
not really.
I'd still rather have it in the East.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't been good since the Brown left, so. Oh no, not really. When Jimmy Butler was there, we were doing pretty decent. We beat the Celtics when we weren't supposed to.
Yeah, I forgot you're the Heat fan.
No, Heat's got a good culture though. I'm sure they could figure it
out.
out.
I love the Heat. I think we just need to get one more good guy besides a bio, and I think we'd be pretty excited. Because Tyler Hero's not the man. He's good, but he's not the man.
He's a good role player, backup player.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're speaking Greek to me, so.
No, I
don't know who any of those people are. So we're gonna skip over the movie review because I would like to get everybody in for those. I think those are good movies. I want to talk about the Diddy trial. So I forgot who I was having a conversation with the other day, and they made a good point. And it's like, do you think that Diddy's going to get off from this?
No. He's getting something out of it, but I don't know what yet.
So this is what I think. I think that there's a lot of people in high places, kind of like the Epstein thing. A lot of big name Hollywood people, probably big name musicians, stuff like that, that were involved in this. Which makes me wonder if Diddy doesn't pay the jury off, are these other people, have they already done it?
Yeah.
I saw we talked about earlier, before we went live, the juror that got removed. I think the case against him is pretty cut and dry after everything that we've seen from the videos of, the abuse to his girlfriend there in the hotel, all of the people that worked for him that jumped in to say, hey, he is not a good person.
Where's Farnsworth Bentley in all this?
Oh my God, I haven't heard that name in forever.
Didn't Biggie's mom even come out and say like you're a monster?
I don't know if I heard that or not.
I thought I saw something about it.
I definitely think that, like I said, there's enough evidence against him, but again, it makes me wonder: has somebody already gotten to the jury? Not Diddy himself, but has somebody else done it? Because you know that if he gets convicted, he's gonna say, "Hey, just so you guys know, I got this vault, whatever, like the secret place of all these videos and recordings hidden of person XYZ."
Mm-hmm.
If you like going to prison for life, or hey,
how long has he been in there?
it's been has it been a year yet?
I feel like it's close.
I don't know how long
It's gotta be close.
I don't know how long it's been. I want to say it's been at least a year. Let me look real quick.
Yeah. He looks like shit, so it might be a year.
Oh no, it's only been about 8 months. I mean, you're almost there.
Oh, I was muted. I said 8 months. Yeah, 8 months.
He's almost there. So you would think that if it came down to it and they were like, "Hey, you're going to go away for life," or "Hey, if you give us something, you're only going to get 20 years." Because, I mean, he's in his 50s now. So
right.
20, 30 years, you'll be able to come out before you die. But I'm sure if they do, these guys get locked up, they're going someplace nice. They're not going to upstate New York prisons.
Nah.
And you know what I'm talking about. I definitely think he's gonna be like, "Yeah, hey, I got some stuff for you." So that makes me think, I mean, I'm just the average Joe. Somebody else had to have thought of this already. And I would not be shocked if they've already gotten two people on the jury to be like, "Just so you know, when the time comes, we're going to take care of you. You're gonna say he's not guilty, or if you say he's guilty, we're gonna take care of you." Like type, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know, man. This is very, very suspicious.
He's hid things for how long now?
Yes, dude. I mean, I'm 40 years old. Diddy's been around since I was like 6, 7 years old. I mean, and this has been going on for 30 plus years. So, could you imagine the stuff that he's got on people after 30 years?
Well, I mean, the Tyler, not Tyler Perry. What's his name? Famous Feud guy.
Oh, Steve Harvey.
Yeah, he had shit on him. Like blackmailed him.
I love Steve Harvey too. Steve Harvey, he speaks some truth when he talks, man. I do enjoy listening to things he has to say sometimes. Yeah, so I'm definitely I have not been keeping up as much this week as I was before, but I'm really interested to see where it's going. I know today they were showing the jury was showing videos of like the freak offs and all that stuff like that. So, but again, how much do they really have? Because supposedly he has like, a ton of shit. So how many of these videos do they actually get a hold of? And are they going to show the videos of the people that, were his acquaintances and participated in this kind of stuff? Or is that left for another time?
I heard he had, they only went through one house, though, too. And I guess he has, multiple.
Oh, yeah. He's probably got houses all over the world.
I mean, he's definitely made his money, so.
Yeah,
Justin Bieber did something to him, too, for sure.
Oh, dude, he fucked Bieber up. I mean, I think everybody can agree with that. And, it's so weird, you go back and you, now when they show the videos.
See it now.
Victor, what's going on, man? And they show, Bieber and, how he was, how Diddy was with him. It was weird. Being an adult, as a kid, you're like, "Oh, dude, that's fucking cool. He's hanging out with P. Diddy. It's fucking awesome." Now being an adult and watching those videos, you're like, yeah, he was doing some creepy shit.
I guess like there was a thing like where he kind of like saved Selena from Diddy. Selena Gomez. Like Selena was supposed to be like with Diddy label, and Justin like told him no.
That doesn't surprise me.
No. And Usher, he's picked into it too. He's the one that found Bieber.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we all forget too. Usher's been doing this since he was Bieber's age. Like him, Chris Brown, like those guys were young when they started. And
see, Chris Brown's a little different. I don't think Chris Brown would have like let that happen because Chris Brown's actually like more hood than people think he is.
Oh yeah, especially when he's around Rihanna.
Yeah, he's like true, but like Chris Brown's like an actual like blood.
Chris Brown, I think would have punched Diddy in the face.
100%. I don't think he would have went
with
him.
Did I send it to you, Tubbs? I know I sent it to Co, the 50 like Family Matters parody that he did.
Oh yeah.
Oh, if you
50's the king of road.
Dude, 50 is the man. If you come across this video and you happen to hear that, go look up the 50 Cent Family Matters parody that he did about Diddy and all the guys, and it was hilarious. Like Justin Bieber's Urkel, like come on.
Yeah. 50 would have killed him. Like,
well, yeah. Do you remember the one video where he like slid like his hand like under Mike Tyson's leg, and yeah, Tyson was ready to kill him. I think Diddy got too rich and too powerful, and
he got cocky with it.
Yeah, he got really cocky with it, and maybe he was a little funny on the side before he came up, and it made him even funnier, doing weird shit. And I think he is 100% a predator after the shit that I've seen and I've read. And I do hope that they lock his ass up, but you know how the world works, and you know how celebrities
get away with everything.
Especially celebrities that have stuff on people. You know, I mean, they knew about Epstein for how long, and they didn't do much, and then they do something, and he kills himself in prison. Come on.
Well, it's like, I wonder, it was back to what you said about him having something. I wonder if he has something about like the Biggie and Tupac stuff.
Oh, I'm sure. Like I mean, they said that they found that guy, like the one guy that they thought killed Tupac, but I mean, I don't have a doubt in my mind that he had Biggie killed. 100% he had Biggie killed.
Yep.
Darius, what's going on, man? Thanks for being here. We are talking about Diddy and all that crap right now, and
the diddler himself.
Yeah, chilling, man. So we were just talking. I haven't really been following the Diddy trial this last week, but I want to see, Turtle, welcome back in. Maybe get your guys' opinion. What do you think? I think that if it comes down to it, if they find Diddy guilty, he's going to have a lot of stuff on a lot of people, and that's going to be the way that he's going to get his sentence reduced. Or I've already said that I think those people know that he's got this stuff and have already paid the jury off, and Diddy might just get off altogether. I think he's got too much stuff on too many people, and it's not going to go the way people think it's going to go. Kind of like the Epstein thing. Turtle, you got any thoughts on that? Darius, any thoughts? Oh, Turtle's the man. Turtle's been helping me out a lot with this streaming stuff. He's good peoples. Or you never know, man. They could Epstein him while he's in jail.
I feel he's gonna end up dead. Seriously.
Not even let it get to the point where they get a verdict. They just, Listen, I did the kids juvenile thing for a long time, and oh yeah, you definitely never know. You never know. I 100% think he's guilty. It's just a matter of, like I said, are they going to find him guilty and put him away, or is he going to cut a deal and get other people locked up, or is he just going to get off completely because somebody's already paid the jury? They already dismissed a juror today, which I don't understand how 30 days into a trial you're dismissing a juror over something that's going on. Clearly something's not right there, and they didn't do enough of vetting.
Go on forever.
Yeah. I don't really like to actually, it's really not a politics thing. This is more of a world's thing. There is some scary shit going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And this could have some huge ramifications for our kids and our kids' kids, because there's a lot of psychopaths in this world right now. And this shit with Israel and Iran is not good.
Nope. Not good at all.
It is not good. It is not good for them. It is not good for us. It's bad. I don't think it's going to come to a peaceful agreement. I wish it would, but it actually, welcome in. It has the potential to literally start World War III, I believe.
And we're gonna send all of our troops over there, and it's gonna make it worse. And it's not gonna be good.
This is Go ahead.
No, you're good.
I'm a firm believer in sometimes we need to not be the police of the world, and I think this is one of them. I think this is one of the ones. Yes, I think this is one of the times that we need to stay the hell out of it. But we do have significant ties to Israel. But I think we're just opening Pandora's box if we get involved, and I really hope we just stay out of it. But somehow, some way, but I mean, you go back to World War II with we stayed out of it, and then Japan came in and did what they did. So unfortunately, we could stay out of it, and then next thing you know, they're doing something stupid to us, and now we're going back to war again.
I will say though, I mean, if they want to poke it's no hidden fact that the United States has one of the best militaries in the world.
We have the best military in the world.
We're ranked number one on everything.
The only thing we're not ranked number one on is foot soldiers, and that's because China has so many people. Other than that, we are number one everywhere else across the board.
The thing is, with China too, none of them are trained. I think one of our soldiers could take out 15, 20. Just because how highly trained some of our guys are.
What is this?
It took 4 people.
100 men versus one gorilla?
Look at Lone Survivor, that true story. It took 4. Those Navy SEALs took out a whole platoon with 4 people. We're just.
I do think we have the most advanced and highly trained military in the world, but again, yeah, you don't want to poke the bear, but at this day and age, it's not like poking the bear back in in the 40s when we were the only ones with a nuclear weapon and atomic bomb. The wrong people have them now, so it's like.
I get that, but it's we know that though. We know who has what.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw this. This was a big thing today that China sent 2 cargo planes to Iran, and there's been no air traffic over Iran for the last, I think, week, and they turned their transponders off in order to get into Iran airspace and landed in Iran, and nobody knows what were on those planes. So whether Iran has a nuke or not is still up in the air, and whether they just received something significant from China in that regards is now up for debate. And I really hope that it wasn't something significant. But Iran state television did just say that they are going to. Something will happen tonight that is going to change the world for hundreds of years. So that's kind of scary.
I do know. Isn't it true? If they China helps them in any way with nuclear, it's game on.
I'm not 100%. I'm not up to date on all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I really don't try to get into that. I mean, we'll bullshit politics here and there, but I really don't look too much into the foreign affairs. I know that. So Iran and us have no political ties anymore. I guess Switzerland is the Darius, I appreciate that, man. We do this every Tuesday at 8. There's more of us, but we're just a group of dads, man. We all got dad lives, and a couple of them will be here in a little while because they're tending to their children. So it said Pakistan is Iran's like emissary for us, like we deal with them and then they deal with Iran, and then Switzerland is like the other go between. So hopefully, I mean, and we know, I mean, I can remember from my history lessons, Switzerland's neutral and everything. So hopefully they can talk some sense.
The only neutral.
Yeah, hopefully they can talk some sense into these guys, because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, and I've said this before, I think there's enough smart people to say, hey, if we do this, it's not going to be good. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what afterlife you believe in. Like, you have to understand that if this happens, it's not just going to be like, oh, look, we did this. Well, guess what? We're going to do this.
Yep. And that's like with Trump, I know for a fact he's going to press that button.
Well, and I think that's one reason why nothing has happened. And I've said this before, is Trump's crazy, and everyone knows that. So they're like, we're not gonna push it far enough to where we've got him just saying, you know what, bloop, you're done, you know. And hopefully it doesn't come to that point, because again, I would like the world to be around for our children, our children's children, but it's going to get pretty interesting here for a while before things calm down. I don't think this is something that just happens in this week and next thing you know, they're sitting at the table talking to each other going, all right, we're not going to fight. Like, these guys have been fighting for decades now, you know, and
like 100 years.
And it's not just going to end. And this is like I'm trying to remember, but I think in my lifetime, this is the most significant it's gotten between them. I know there has been some, you know, they deal with the terrorist bombings and stuff like that, but I think from a military standpoint, this is the most in-depth it's gotten in my lifetime.
I know there's like threat levels that they like do it by.
Yeah, and they're like going apeshit on each other. Like, just the hypersonic missiles onto each other, and like it's crazy. And I really hope that somebody on either side of this thing gets a level head and can figure this out. Well, the unfortunate part is I don't think that's going to happen. No. I just hope it doesn't go to the point where it has the potential to go.
Same.
Sorry to dampen the mood, but I think that's something that, I mean, we all lived through 9/11, and from our side of things, like 9/11 and the, you know, Iraqi freedom and all that stuff, the war on terror, and, you know, I think we all know somebody who was involved in that, and I would hate to see our children have to be involved in that, you know.
Right.
That was a wild time.
Yeah, I remember being in high school and just watching the planes hit the Twin Towers, and was like, oh shit. Like, this is about to get serious. And thankfully it never came back around to us until we left Afghanistan and did some pretty stupid things when we left there. I think if they never found bin Laden, things would be a lot different. We'd still be...
That's what I say. It also took 4 people to find bin Laden. Like, our military is insane.
Well, if you ever get the chance, and I think we watched this probably sometime last month. There is a documentary on Netflix, and you would not know that it's you would think it's just another 9/11 documentary. It is not. It is it's called like The Hunt for Bin Laden or something like that.
Oh, I've seen it.
I am telling you, I learned so much watching that thing in the last month than I ever knew in the last 20 years of my life when they were going through trying to find bin Laden. It's very in depth, and like 9/11 is a very, very, very small part of it. Like, I'm talking maybe 5 minutes worth of this documentary is 9/11. The rest of it is like everything they went through to find bin Laden, the CIA, and they talked to CIA agents, you know, people that were like really in the know of like what happened, and it's wild. So if you ever get the chance to, like, you know, you're bored, you want to definitely check that out. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on that, because it was, to have grown up in that era, and to see it like what these people did behind the scenes, crazy. And it, like I said, it tells you a lot. Like you find, they talked to the guy who killed bin Laden. They you know, they talked to the CIA director, the field director that was over there with these people, and there's things that I didn't even know happened. Like, I don't remember them thinking they had flipped somebody, and then that person didn't flip, and he took a bunch of our people out. So, like, definitely check that out. I'm telling you, especially that we all grew up in that, you will learn a lot of the shit that they did not tell you.
Well, it's like, I think at this point, a lot of people don't trust the government as it is. Like you can imagine all stuff. I mean, they told us we had aliens, and we're just like, yeah, we know.
Well, I think I forgot. It might have been me and Cito. We had a conversation about that. I don't get me going on the alien rant, because we'll be here. This will be a 4-hour podcast.
There are aliens?
I think, and this is, I don't want to get, like I said, into a rant. I would love to do I would actually love to do a whole show on this sometime. I think that our generation is now in power for the most part. You know, you're seeing a lot more people close to our age in the Senate, in Congress, and stuff like that. And I think that's why stuff gets talked about a lot more than it did. Do you remember how taboo it was when we were kids? You never, ever saw anything on TV unless it was some sci-fi special about aliens. Nobody talked about that stuff. Now, guess what? They're having congressional hearings about the stuff. They're showing videos from fighter jets. Like, you didn't see this kind of stuff when we were kids. But I
think they just knew we would figure it out at some point.
Well, I think, and honestly, I think, you know, they say that if you've ever seen a UFO when you were a kid, or you've seen one when you were an adult, you saw one when you were a kid. I think, in my personal opinion, is that you see this stuff when you were a kid because eventually we were going to be adults and be able to accept it more. Whereas, like, adults when we were kids didn't really accept it. Like I said, it was taboo to talk about. Nobody was like, yeah, you never heard about that stuff. Now you see congressional hearings, newspaper articles, shows on the news, and I'm talking about it. All these documentaries now where they're showing military footage, and you would never see that when you were a kid. It was all fake. Like, anything was all drummed up on TV, you know. But again, I think it's because now guys like me and you and women of our age are in power, and they are very open-minded to this kind of stuff. So it's like, hey, you're going to see this kind of shit. We're going to show it to you. Now, granted, I'm sure there's still stuff they can't show us. And I've also said that and I had this discussion with Coda on his stream the other day, because somebody opened Pandora's box with me on Coda's stream about this kind of stuff. If you were to come out and say that aliens are real, it is the downfall of religion as you know it.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because every religion is based around the fact that we were made, and we are it. There's nothing else.
It proves that we're not it.
Like, you can look up in the sky, and every star has a galaxy attached to it. You're going to tell me that we're it?
Who's that famous scientist that used to have his own TV show?
Bill Nye?
No, black dude. Afro.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, I mean, he's talked about it. I don't know how many times.
I love listening to him.
He's like, just look at the pyramids. Like, they're perfectly
what's up, man?
made. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, he says, they've all, a lot of people have said that. Like, if mathematically it's not possible for things to line up the way they did, and for them to be made in the time frame that they were made in, it's just not possible, given the tools that were back then. They found ancient structures that the cuts on the stones are so precise it could only have been made with the laser.
Yeah, I saw that. Like laser cut. Yeah, laser cut.
There's too many hieroglyphs that are on one side of the world that are the same on the other side of the world, yet they didn't know each other even existed. And they all show the same thing. It's weird. Like I said, I could do a whole podcast on this. Don't get me started.
Yeah. Like the Aztec people, like how they think they're the alien population because how they just like poofed,
disappeared. The
yep,
Anunnaki.
Yep, there's no trace of where they went or nothing, just gone.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, how does a whole population just disappear?
Mm-hmm.
Like crazy to me.
Yeah, it's definitely different, and there's a lot of stuff that if you really looked into it, and I mean, obviously people say, well, you're looking at it to look at it like that, so yeah, but come on, man. Like some of the shit that you see, you just can't deny.
Nah.
Like it's just not possible. Like how do the pyramids line up with a constellation perfectly?
And there was no way of them looking at that constellation either.
No, and
like, if they could.
And where they say they got the stones for the pyramids, the valley that they got them from is so far away from where they're built that they're like, there's no way. Like they didn't have the means to transport these things back then.
Yeah, isn't it like one block like 4 tons or something like that?
Yeah, they figured, like they did the math on it, and it was something. I mean, on it, like I said, if we want to do a whole show on this at some point, we could. The math is literally like the amount of weight for one stone versus how many people you would have had to move said stone. It like gave you like the time frame that it would have taken to build this, and it's nowhere near how short of a time frame they say it took. And they're like, "Oh, the pyramids are they're tombs. Where's the body? Where's the tomb in the pyramids?"
I say to this day, opening that Tut's tomb was a terrible idea.
They have never found a single sarcophagus in the pyramids. They aren't tombs. But if you look at a diagram of pyramids, there's like ducts in the pyramids that light would shine. Out, right? Yeah, and then they also did a scan recently that found that there's stuff like under the pyramids, deep down under the pyramids. There's some shit under there. They did like a radar scan, but Egypt doesn't let anyone excavate them anymore. Why?
No. Yeah, no. It's known their entire time that nope.
Yeah. So yeah, we can definitely devote a whole time to this at some point. I think
the buildings in Dubai. There's definitely aliens in Dubai.
Dubai is just crazy to begin with.
Dubai is like living in another time. Like you're in the future.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, it's crazy. That's Wakanda.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, basically.
Yes.
You're not wrong.
It's 100% Wakanda.
The cops are driving Lamborghinis, for God's sakes.
Yeah. Just I love seeing videos of Dubai and like just dreaming. Which I do know a couple people that have gone there. And they just said it's
I know. I watched
amazing.
a guy on YouTube. His name is Tom Syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
He was like one of the first YouTubers to get like 10 million subscribers, like back in the day. And he goes there quite a bit, and it's just they're like buildings, and it's a whole new level. Like,
yeah, I'll never make it there. I'll just live vicariously through somebody else.
I think you need at least to make at least like 10 million a year to be able to like go there.
I do know somebody that went there recently, within the last couple of years, and they were not a millionaire. However, it was very expensive.
Oh, I could just imagine.
Yeah.
Like that Dubai chocolate that's on TikTok. That shit's like $100 a bar.
Yeah, it's like everywhere too. Like everybody does that now. I've yet to try it.
I don't know if I will like it.
It looks weird.
It's all right.
Is that like fried like noodles?
I don't know what it is.
The inside of it just looks weird. Like it looks like hay to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just the video I'm seeing, but it looks like hay. I don't know. Yeah. We'll be the common man and never go to Dubai.
I want to go to New Zealand.
I love seeing videos of places in Europe, man. Like,
this syndicate guy I was telling you about, he's from the UK. Mm-hmm. So he goes to like Sweden and all that stuff because it's like right next door.
Yeah, like it's insane, like to go there and see like where we live versus where like somebody lives, and they walk out their back door. There's just a crystal clear lake and mountains everywhere, and it's like, oh my god, I couldn't imagine. Like it's like a painting, you know? It's a Bob Ross painting.
Little trees, happy little trees.
Yeah, happy little trees everywhere. I was like playing God of War. I was walking through happy little trees.
Yeah.
Me and Cito had an adventure on Saturday playing Phasmo. We I don't know if the game was listening to us, but after I got done on the podcast last week saying, oh, you know what really creeps me out, man? Little kids. First game, Cito getting chased by someone like a baby, like crawling around on the floor. I was like, nope, I'm done. I actually got a pretty decent amount of hits on that clip too, on the shorts. First, like, nope, my fat ass is not going back in the house. Yeah, it was scary. It was definitely one of the better games we've had playing that the other day. So if you have not tried Phasmo, you got to try it for sure. Very enjoyable. I do not know. I mean, AJ's just gotta beat them kids. We advocate corporal punishment around here, people. No, I'm just kidding, but I'm not. All right, so Tubbs, did you say you watched the Predator movie?
I got like halfway through it.
What do you think?
I like it. I'm a Predator fan anyway.
Yeah.
That sounded bad. But anyway. I'm
Chris Hansen.
I'm always for like Predator stuff. I feel like people take Predator as a joke a lot of times because they're not too serious of movies.
There's definitely some like comedy aspects to them, but this was like way, way, way more serious.
Yeah.
I liked it too. I liked the jumping around the time frames and stuff.
I think Prey opened up a whole new fandom for Predator.
Yeah, and I think Prey was definitely one of the better ones that there's been in a long time. So,
absolutely. If
you've not watched The Predator, Killer of Killers, highly recommend it. It is animated, however, I think that would have made a badass live action movie. But I really enjoyed it. It was graphic too, which was surprising. I didn't expect. I mean, it happens right off the rip. It's graphic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't hold back at all.
No, not at all. And it works. Like a Predator movie's got to be like that. And I think that showed that. Like you can, and it's gotten a lot of good reviews. People want that. Like that's what the Predator is. He's a hunter and a killer. Like he's not like this like goofy shit. Like you know, and it was good, man. I mean, I liked Predator too. I actually liked that better than the original. Because of the city aspect of it, I thought that was pretty cool. But this movie was, if I had to rank them, I would say Prey is the top one for me, and I would put, I'm probably gonna get crucified for this. I would put this number 2. Number 3, I would put Predator 2, and then I would put Predator 1.
I think the Predators one, where they bring the humans to their planet,
mm-hmm.
and like they're all from like different people. Like they were like had a Russian guy. Like I think that one's underrated.
I think that's kind of like. It almost feels like this one. You know, it's just different time periods, but it's kind of the same concept. You know, but I loved how you got different aspects of different Predators. You know, you got the one where he's fighting them, like that's it. We're hand to hand in it, and you got the one where he's flying. You know, mm-hmm. I don't want to go too far into it because Tubbs didn't see the whole thing yet. But the samurai one was awesome. I think that was of the 3. I think that was my favorite one of the 3 parts of that movie. Because Feudal Japan's fucking awesome. The only thing that would have made that better is if he showed up in the Wild West and took on Doc Holliday. Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday too. I'll be Huckleberry. All right, let's take a quick break.
Right.
We'll check in on the guys, see if their kids have buried them yet, and we'll come back and we'll try to have a good, insightful chat where Tubbs doesn't get me going off topic on aliens again.
Yeah, it makes good content.
Good content. All right, so let's take a quick one, and we will be right back. Ka-ching. Fellas, are you there? No, the boys aren't back yet. Oh, Turtle, thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for staying as long as you have. You are the man. You're just joining us. Appreciate you being here. This is the Guys Like You podcast. Basically, we're just going to sit here and bullshit with you guys. And I think too many times you see a lot of these big podcasters and they all talk about stuff, but they're all, I mean, let's face it, they're all rich. Like, how much can they know what we go through on a daily basis? Do they really talk about stuff that we want to hear about? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Money, what's up, brother? Appreciate you. Join my fan club. Oh, Montel with the heart, babe. Appreciate you, brother. So basically what we want to do is every week we're gonna talk about stuff that us guys talk about. We're gonna talk movies, sports. We already did all that. Talk about dad stuff. I think too much. Too many times dads don't give good enough advice to other dads, and I am no expert. I'm still figuring this out 14 years into doing it, but I do think I have some knowledge on the subject. So,
all right.
Squeeto, you're back.
Yeah, I've been here. I've just been muted.
Oh, okay. Where's Tubbs?
I'm here.
Okay. All right. So we just touched on the killer of killers. If you just joined us, Tubbs got me on about a 20-minute rant on aliens, which we're gonna do.
And we talked about aliens. See, perfect segue.
Yeah. We're gonna definitely have to do a whole show on that at some point. Thank you. I appreciate you. So sorry guys to let you down, but I have not yet seen Sinners, and I know that we had talked about that being a big thing. Montel, I appreciate you, brothers, with the Go Populars. Tubbs, have you seen it?
Yeah, I went to the theaters and saw it.
Okay, so Tubbs saw it. Cito, you saw it. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on it. I know you guys, Cito, you've definitely been on me since day one to watch this movie.
It's easily one of the better movies I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, like I said, it's. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was just gonna say it starts slow, but I mean it's still really good.
I mean, and Josh Allen's wife. Oh my God. You'll know what I mean when you watch it, and you'll hear me say that, and you'll be like, "Yep, that's what Tubbs meant." There's a part where you just be like, "All right."
I have heard that already, not just from you, but I have heard.
I remember.
I have heard
you know what I'm talking about.
The grapevine about that.
They just had great actors too. I think everybody was good.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the same.
Jordan obviously was good.
Yeah, and it's the same guy that.
And the fact that he plays two people and like two completely different personalities really well is really good.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that he played two parts in that movie.
He plays twins.
Smoke Stack.
Oh,
he plays twins.
Okay.
Now we cousins.
And I mean, it's two completely different personalities.
Yeah,
but you couldn't tell. You would think it's two different people.
Wow.
Did you see people actually thought he actually had a twin? Like for a minute.
No,
that was really good.
Yeah, I did not know that. So that's interesting. That's interesting.
Just around the whole horror. Have you seen Wolfman?
No, I heard it was not good.
See, I didn't think it was going to be.
Montel, thank you for all the likes, brother. Turtle, thank you for all the likes. Really? See, I don't know, man. I remember. Listen, I'm gonna take it way back, and I don't know if you guys know about this movie, Silver Bullet.
Classic.
All right. Okay. So Tubbs knows what I'm talking about. That is that's the werewolf movie. Werewolf stuff. That's the werewolf movie that I remember most as a kid. Or Monster Squad. Wolfman's got nards.
Yep. Or mine are Underworld. Kate. What's her name? Oh.
Yeah.
Beckinsale.
Yep.
Kate Beckinsale, is it?
Yep. I think so. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. No. That's. Oof.
Yeah, so the whole crew's
how fast I said Beckinsale. Yeah, those are my movies. Don't know what movies are my movies.
The whole crew has seen Sinners but me, so I was gonna watch it. I put it on Amazon last night, and it was $20 to rent it, and I said no.
I got an Xbox. It's like $5.
No, we're not. We're not doing that. And my wife also said no, we're not doing that.
I feel like $20 would be enough to buy it.
I will definitely get to Sinners probably within the next couple days.
No, I would highly recommend.
Yeah, it looks really good. Now the big one, and Tubbs, I don't know if you watched this or not, but I told you to watch it, and I got Cedar to watch it. Straw,
by the way.
Straw,
by the way.
My mom watched it, and she told me I have to watch it too, so I have to watch it.
So that movie
it puts you on
cousin.
an
thank
emotional
you.
Fucking roller coaster.
Yeah, that movie was nuts. And from a parent's standpoint, and even somebody that grew up with, like, my mom worked a lot, and we struggled at times, but we never knew we struggled. She made sure we didn't know that we were struggling.
Oh no, my mom was the same thing. I was raised by a single mom too.
And like, that movie hit me in the gut. If you're in the chat and you have not watched Straw, I highly, highly recommend you watch that movie.
It also is funny
if you don't cry, you don't have a heart.
Yeah. If and I'm, as a man, I can literally say, like, there was a couple times in that movie that, like, my eyes were welling up and I was fighting it because it was rough. But man, and I think it's because I think we can all relate to that kind of struggle. You know what I mean? Like, just, you have one of those days that shit just doesn't go right for you and everything seems to be falling down around you. And then from the parent aspect of it, like, just doing whatever you can for your kid to make sure that your kid has what they need, doesn't want for anything, and doesn't, see you struggle. And man, that was, whew, if by the end of it, that movie does not have you in the feels, something's wrong with you.
Not to mention that woman that played, was her Taraji, what's her name?
Taraji B. Henderson.
She's a great actress to begin with anyway.
Yeah.
Like, they nailed it with her.
She's a phenomenal actress. And it was weird because it's like, that's not your typical Tyler Perry movie. It's not what I was expecting.
It's like, and she did really well in that part because, like, when she was having her scenes of, like, breaking down, like, you felt that shit.
Yeah.
Like, she's all the way back from Hustle and Flow.
Yeah. I got my cousin in the chat, Murph. I'm telling you, if you watch that with your wife, man, and make sure you
watched it by myself.
Make sure you got the tissue box. Make sure you got the tissue boxes ready for your wife because she's gonna need them.
Actually, you know what? I might watch it by myself. Someone sees me cry.
It's brutal.
Watch it by yourself.
Yeah, you're probably better off watching it by yourself. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. No, I didn't know where you were going with that when I first saw that. So yeah, rough, right? Cause she just wanted her check, man. That's what he said in the chat. I just wanted my check. I just want to cash my check.
Mm-hmm.
It was oof. And then, just like I said, the end of it, like, oh my god, I didn't see that coming. No way.
Listen, I'm not gonna spoil it for nobody, but at the end of the day, that is enough to make you snap.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And
I think if you can pull a movie off that ends a completely different way is, like, hard.
It's not that it ended in a completely different way. It's just it just made so much sense.
Yeah. My cousin says he liked her better in Baby Boy. What was the oh man, I'm gonna crucify for this now. Oh, Empire. She was great in Empire. Like,
was it Cookie, right?
Yeah, it was Cookie. That was a great show until what's his name screwed it up by saying he got jumped. And he didn't really get jumped. He set the whole thing up. Like,
how much of a loser you got to be to pretend you got jumped?
Dude, you're on, like, probably the number one show in America, and you fake getting assaulted for fame. Like, I don't think you need to do that. I think you're okay. And
right.
I feel like that show went downhill after that. But yeah, she was really good on Empire too. So
didn't he lose, like, a Marvel role because of that too? Was he supposed to be in Marvel?
I'm not sure.
At some point, I can't remember. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong guy.
And I'm not sure. I really liked Empire too, man. I used to watch that religiously, and I just started getting.
I like 50 Cent's show a lot. Whatever that.
Oh, Power.
Power. Ugh,
Power. Yep.
Dude.
Power is very good. See, I'm awful because, like, we will start watching stuff and then
never end it. Yep.
I just get sidetracked onto another show and then I forget all about it. Like, we're like 2 seasons behind on Yellowstone right now, and I really need to finish that.
Surprised me.
Yellowstone is so good.
I didn't think it was going to be, like, because I'm not really into that whole Western, like, cowboy stuff. but
it's not even that kind of show. Like,
no, it's kind of like Sons of Anarchy, just country.
Yeah, that's the crazy part, is that it's really just like it's like you can kind of relate to it a little bit. Like, they're grunts, they're busting their ass, and they will bust your ass if they have to.
And dude, Rip can take anybody's bitch. I'm just saying right now.
Well,
dude, that dude.
I think it's just so funny when you look at him now compared to Too Fast, Too Furious. It's like, that's the same guy.
Yeah, with his little curls.
Which side note, I heard he's going to be the villain in the next Fast and the Furious movie. That he's going to be the one that's behind everything the whole time.
Yeah, I heard they're going to do like a flashback type of deal. Because he went to prison, and he did say, remember in that Fast and Furious, like, we'll see you again.
Yeah.
He did say that.
Well, I mean, they could capitalize on his star power now, too. Like, he's a really big star now because of that show, so that could be a reason they bring him back in. But The Rock will put the kiboshes to that because, he has to be the only star, so.
He was also, did you ever see a movie called Pitch Black with Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
He's in that too, and he did well in that movie too.
Did not know that. I've only seen it like once, so. And that's.
Yeah, he plays like the Marine.
That's a pretty old movie too.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies.
Interesting.
And Bad Boys 1 and 2.
Bad Boys for life.
Love those movies, dude. It's a big fucking fish.
Did you see? Clearly, you had to have seen the new one then.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I love how they brought that kid back.
Yeah. The girl's boyfriend there, and he ends up being a badass Marine. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes out like 14 people.
Yeah, just takes out the whole house, like when they raid the house. I loved it.
I feel bad. I mean, segue to that. I feel bad for Will Smith, dude. Like,
what? So here's the thing: you think somewhere along the line he's a part of all that bullshit too? Because like Jada's out there.
I hope not.
Jada's out there, man.
Hope not. Well, so is what's his face, the son too, Jaden. Did you say Jaden or Jada?
Oh, Jaden's out there, dude. You see him with a cast on his head at some like award show? Like, what is this kid doing right now?
Yeah, like that whole where he smacked what's his face. I was like, this dude has been dealing with stuff you probably don't even know with Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah, and like Will Smith, like that was a couple years ago, but like, dude, Will Smith got up and did that. Like, that's not the Will Smith like we all grew up with.
No, and Will Smith's like one of the greatest actors of all time. Like, if Will Smith's in the credits, I'm like, I'm gonna watch it. Smith. Like,
I don't think Will Smith has had a bad movie. I didn't see Ali, but I heard Ali was not very good. But I don't think he's ever had a bad movie.
The rest of the movie would suck. Like, his part would be good, and then everyone else just blows.
But yeah, you're right, man. He's so thank you for sharing a live, cousin. Thank you for sharing a live. Yeah, he has been going through some shit, and I mean, like you said, his kids, they're different. They're different.
Well, that also might be growing up in like Hollywood too, because Hollywood's a little different too.
Yeah, we just discussed this with the Diddy stuff earlier. Like,
Hollywood's nuts.
You can't even imagine.
If you're a kid.
Yeah, and you can't even imagine what these kids are exposed to. You know, I mean, look at what was that Nickelodeon documentary that was out like last year where they talked about all the stuff that those kids went through on the Nickelodeon shows. So like, crazy. It's scary what they put these kids through in Hollywood. You know, and again, like, I think parents just see the money and they turn a blind eye to stuff because there's no way, dude. Like, it's funny because like. I sit at the dinner table and like I can just look at my kids and know when something's wrong. You're not going to tell me that your kid is getting abused by someone and you don't know it. There's just no way. You know, and I think people see that they're getting money from these kids and they're a cash cow and they just turn a blind eye to it, and it's sad. And a lot of them are fucked up for life.
Yeah, it was like some big shows too, like Drake and Josh, one of the biggest shows. Then you had Zoe 101 was another big show.
Who was it? Amanda Bynes there? Is that the one? Amanda Bynes?
The Amanda Bynes show. And then she had All That. Yep. Which was like a huge one back then too. Like all the big ones is what he was involved in.
And it's sad, dude, because it makes you like. I mean, this kind of gonna go right into the whole dad thing that we're gonna talk about, like. Bro, your one job your one job as a parent is to protect your child. There's nothing else. Like, I get it. You got to provide for your child. Your one sole purpose on this earth is to protect your child and make sure that no harm comes to your child as much as you can prevent it. There's going to be times where you can't prevent it, but under your watch, nothing should be happening to your child. So I don't understand where these people turn a blind eye to what's going on with their kids because they're getting money. Like, are you serious?
I want to do that Den of Thieves thing. Have you seen that? With the 50 Cent? Where he brings the kid into the room and all of his big ass friends are there.
Hey, Cito's daughter is the closest one to prom age, so we can pull that off. And then Alana, and then mine is next, and we can do that. And then we got a long time before PJ's daughter, but still, yeah,
I'll do it in my 50s. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm down. I just don't understand, like, not when it comes to safety wise, not putting your kids first when it comes to that. No amount of money would ever change that for me. None. Which, again, unfortunately we're not getting the guys in. I think they're definitely tied up with the dad duties.
No, I'm here.
Oh, AJ's here. There he is.
I'm here.
AJ, did you beat them kids?
I should have. The way they were acting. Oh my god.
We were condoning corporal punishment on here.
Oh my god.
So I just want to give a little insight into personal life with us. PJ is not here yet, so we can't get in that side of it. But AJ is my son's bonus dad, and he is a great bonus dad to my son, and I'm very lucky that he has him when I'm not around. So I definitely tell him get in his ass, and I think us as guys, when I think as men, you have to take a step back sometimes when you're older and you look at things, and you got to look at what's best for your kids, and sometimes it doesn't work out with your significant other and your kids' moms, and they go a different route. And I think that for guys, you get a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Like overbearing, overprotective when you see a different guy come into like your kids' lives. But if they're a good dude, embrace it. Because moms and women can only teach your sons, and moms are excellent for daughters. Don't get me wrong. Do not take that as I'm saying that moms are not good for being raising kids on their own. They are. But you know what? There's only so much a mom can teach a son. And
I think it's tricky nowadays, though, too. To be masculine is very looked down upon anymore.
Well, and I think that's a big problem with today's society is that, and I had said this a couple weeks ago. I had made a post about it, and I said, if you're raising boys, raise them to be wolves and not sheep. And the reason I say this is you can still be a wolf and be able to show your emotions. Sheep follow. And the sheep that follow are going to be the ones that are going to be followers for life and do stupid things. I saw one that was it said uncoachable kids become untrainable adults in the workplace. And that's true. And I'm big on, I coach hard. I was brought up when I played, my coaches were hard on me, but those guys were like my dads. And they helped mold me into a better adult, in that I felt like I could take stuff, you know what I mean? And I think now it's too much of, it's okay, here's a hug, you're okay.
Yep.
That's not okay, because guess what? That's how they're going to be walked on the rest of their life. And they're going to allow people to walk on the rest of their life. And
I think we're seeing.
Go ahead.
But I think we're seeing a lot in sports too.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone gets a participation trophy nowadays. And it's like, no, there's a winner, there's a loser. Kids can lose. It's fine. Like, they're not going to win at everything they do. Like,
no, they're not.
You're teaching kids that they deserve something for not doing it. Like, I don't know.
And
I've always been like
and this was one of the topics that I had talked to you guys about.
Losing drives you to want to win.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like, you go lose the championship, you're like, well, I got second place. Like, no. You want to win the championship.
Yes.
Like,
and we had talked about this. This is one of the things I wanted to touch on, like letting your kids feel disappointment. They if you allow your children to feel disappointment now, they can deal with it more when they're older.
Boy.
It's life, and you're not always gonna be happy.
No,
it's not gonna go your way.
It's how you deal with it and how you
push it's
through
not all
it's gonna
right.
It's not all the real world's gonna punch you in the face and laugh at you.
Yeah,
life isn't a Disney movie.
No,
and even them are weird.
Yeah, and nobody's gonna care when you get older if you didn't do your job right and you lost your job. Like, crying to your boss about it is not going to get you your job back. You need to work hard in order to, like, achieve things. You can't.
You should see some of my employees now, my kids, my 16 and 17-year-old kids that work for me. All they do is whine and complain and never get things their way. They want all the hours, they want all the credibility, but don't want to do the work for it.
Mm-hmm. And AJ's a manager, so like he sees this, you know what I mean? And
right, I see how the world is going, and just seeing how people are raising their kids, and even in the school system, these kids are taught just to be soft, and
and
everything
that's
is cupcakes and rainbows all the time.
And that's one of the
a lot of these,
with your chest, big boy.
Hear me out. A lot of these kids they come off very entitled and talk condescending to people very often. And it's wild to me.
And I think that's something that's lost. I think it's lost on today's generation how to speak to somebody in authority, somebody
older than you, just out of respect.
Yeah, out of respect. I would never disrespect and somebody older than me, even at 40 years old. I mean, AJ was right there a couple weeks ago. I actually had somebody that was older than me, and they made a couple comments towards me that I did not appreciate. But I just said, I kind of like was like, that's not what was said. Have a good day, type thing. Like, I'm not going to disrespect somebody that's older than me. Unless it gets to the point where I gotta open my mouth because some serious stuff is happening. But I think that's very lost on today's generation, and especially young men. Young men don't even go up and like shake your hand and say, hi, how are you? Like, introduce yourself, like stuff like that. I think that's a lost art. I mean, like, that's the art of introducing yourself as a man. And I think us as dads and an older generation of men like need to teach that to our younger generation. And again, the don't be a sheep, be a wolf. You can be emotional. You can. But being a sheep and following people is just going to lead you down a bad path. And you guys know what I do for my job. You guys know the career that I've had for the last 10 years. And when I tell you that I have seen it on both sides of the fence when it comes to males and females, it is not good. And today's generation just thinks that they are entitled to do whatever they want. And if you tell me to go do this, I'm going to go do it. Well, that's good, but where's that going to get you, especially when it's something serious? You're either going to get yourself locked up, you're going to get yourself killed, or guess what? You're going to be living on the streets and not have a job and relying on the system when you're older because you refuse to do what you're supposed to do. And parents aren't teaching their kids that anymore. I mean, I got crucified when I put up that don't let your, if you're raising a son, let him be a wolf and not a sheep. You're entitling like enough with the masculine bull crap, and that it's not being masculine. It's not. It's teaching my kid that you do not need to follow people. You do not need to rely on people. You need to do it on your own, and not follow people into impending doom. Pete, thanks for showing up. Pete was on daddy duties as well. Yep. So Pete, I did I did just give a little insight into mine and AJ's relationship, and I want to do the same with you. Pete is, these four guys are definitely, my inner circle now, and Pete and Cito actually are two of my best friends on the planet. Tubbs and AJ, no knock on you guys, but like those are my rocks right there when I need them. PJ is actually my ex-wife's ex-husband. And he is my daughter's older brother's dad. And the stuff that I went through in my life, PJ being there strengthened our bond. And I was talking about how as men, like when things don't work out with your significant other or your kid's mom, and another man steps up to the plate, and as long as that guy's a good guy, like you got to foster that.
Yes,
and
you do. You did it when I wasn't there.
And Pete likes to tell the story. Like we butted heads when me and my ex first got together, but Pete, the one thing that Pete always says is, Pete, when did you know that I was a good dude? When did you first meet me?
First met you.
What did I do when I first met you?
You introduced yourself to me.
I walked up to Pete and I shook his hand.
Yes.
And
that's big with me. If that shows your character right there. Mm-hmm. Like if you come up to me and shake your hand and introduce yourself and not hide behind her or the walls or whatever, that's just doesn't show your character. Josh and I, when I first met Josh, he was straight up honest. He was just Josh. And yeah, did I like the idea that, he was going to be the stepdad of my kids? At that moment, no. But we built up to where, we went face to face a couple of times. But
it's life.
Yeah. I saw Josh being me, being the stepdad, taking care of kids that are not even his. My kids weren't his. My kids are his kids now. But even though they're not together, my kids still love Josh like dad. But yeah, me and Josh, we just, again, we didn't see eye to eye at first, but then we created this bond. It's just weird. It's a weird bond that we created, and we're gonna stick with it for the rest of our lives. I mean, mm-hmm. I look at Josh like my best friend, my brother, but. Stop it. I'm getting a little teary-eyed.
and we spent Father's Day together. Like PJ brought the boys over. Like we as one big, weird family, like spent Father's Day together,
And it is a weird family.
And AJ and my son's mom, they did their thing with their side of the family, and AJ's my boy. I made sure I did a huge barbecue on Sunday. I made sure AJ had food because I appreciate the hell out of AJ. I appreciate AJ in the way that I feel like PJ appreciated me when I first came in the picture. Yes. And AJ's not first in the just getting in the picture. He's been around for a while now, and I feel like we are starting to get into like that kind of bond. Like me and AJ talk all the time now, and I appreciate the shit out of him for what he does for my son.
Over 15 years.
Yeah. And you want your son and specifically your son, you want your son to have a positive male figure around when you're not around. Mm-hmm. And I have that with AJ, and I know Pete felt like that he had that when I was around with his boys. And
listen, I respect AJ because he took the role that you took with my kids. He took the role with Junior, and Junior's like my kid too.
Mm-hmm.
AJ, I know you're in here, bro, and I respect you for that.
Thank you. Listen, I respect all you guys too. I appreciate it. I deal with the same thing too because I have two older kids from a previous too. And thinking about she got married and her husband, and it could be two different dynamics, right? I grew up, in Cornhill. He grew up on a farm. I grew up going going back and forth to the city in Albany, doing all this stuff. He grew up literally farming and literally growing moonshine and stuff. Completely different lives, but it doesn't even matter as long as they're a good person, to be around the kids,
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
I lost my dad. My dad passed away when I was 4 years old. So being in the house with kids, I consider them, they're my kids too. So you want to make sure. I want to be the best dad. We're trying to be the best dads that we can be because
Exactly. Yep.
not even having that as a kid growing up. I want to be that good example for them.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing is like we have to set the example. Our kids are going to look at us and specifically our sons are going to look at us and say, well, this is how my dad did things.
Yep.
And that's what you want to make sure that you set the example of, that you did it the right way. AJ, you work a lot of hours. Cito, you're working a crazy shift now. Pete, you worked a crazy shift for a long time.
Yeah. I had to do what I had to do for my family.
Exactly.
I worked overnights. I worked days. I worked 70 hours a week. So, I mean, I managed 2 houses just to, I get it. It's we got to do what we got to do for our families.
And you guys know what I did, and I had some crazy hours myself, and you miss a lot of stuff.
Mandating.
And, a lot of mandates, and luckily I'm at a position in my life now where that's not really an issue anymore. But the hard times that we did go through, I hope that it helps mold my kids for when they're older to say, all right, it's okay. Like I gotta work hard. But I will say this, and the one thing that I take from my older brother, who was very much like my dad growing up, was no matter what, and I've pushed this to a lot of my buddies who didn't have kids that now have kids, and they kind of see it that way now too. You can't buy back time.
Nope.
So, like missing cheerleading, when my daughter did cheerleading, and missing football with my son, and missing school events, like it wasn't an option, and I don't want my kids to ever look back and say, well, yeah, we worked and yeah, we got to do this, and this, but you missed this event. You missed my first time doing this. You missed my first time doing that. You can't get that time back. That's never going to happen again. So if I have to give one advice to anybody who's watching this, from a dad perspective, is do not miss stuff that you can't afford to miss. And when it comes to your kids, there's a lot you can't afford to miss. There's going to be a lot of firsts that you won't ever get back. You won't, they only graduate kindergarten one time. They only move up into middle school one time. They only move up into high school one time. They only graduate high school one time. Yes, there are a couple school dances that you can miss, but you damn sure better not miss their senior prom, because that's the only one they get. Junior, whatever. Senior, you should probably be there.
Absolutely.
Birthdays.
Just posted something on Facebook about, even if it's not your kid, kids don't have to be your biological kid to be your son. I mean, Josh, me and you raised a wonderful son, because he's our son too. And he's in the military. He turned out pretty freaking good. You know, like,
and
he still contact. We talk to him all the time.
And it's not always rainbows either. Like,
me and
PJ, like our older son that he's talking about, we had rough times with him when we were younger, and we were both new to being dads. PJ had a tough time with him, and then I had a tough time with him. But guess what? He's an adult now, and he gets it, and he gets that we were tough on him because we had to be, and he has turned into a hell of a man, And it's about being a positive role model again. And, Pete, you had me, I have AJ. Cito, I'm not entirely sure about how your situation is, but I know you do have a good relationship with your daughter's mother. So I'm assuming, that's good. Tubbs, you ain't got to worry about it. You lucky bastard.
See, that's by choice. My choice.
But, even now, like, Pete's youngest son he plays football, and I literally make as much of an attempt as I can to be at his games for high school. You know, like,
You
and
did it with Dylan. You're doing it for Jordan.
Yeah, I'm not required to be there. Like, there's no, like, me and their mother have been split up for 10 years. But guess what? I went to as many Pop Warner games as I could. I go to as many, high school games as I can. Be the example.
I do it for Junior. When Junior got his Pop Warner games, I still come up and watch his games and stuff.
Yeah, you show up for Pop Warner. AJ comes to Pop Warner and the flag games. Like, be the example. Let your kids see that in the right situation that this can flourish.
And just because mom and dad are separated doesn't mean people should hate each other.
Yeah, and don't get me.
We're average AJ and you. That's a good example. That me and you is a great example. Just because you and their mom are not together, and somebody's with mom. I mean, you still can build a relationship.
Mm-hmm. But don't get me wrong. There's sometimes it's not going to happen.
Oh yeah, agree.
There's 100% going to be times where it's not going to happen in your life. It's not going to work out the way that you want it to. And
I'm lucky. I'm 15 and a half years in now, and not one argument with my daughter's mother. That's
awesome. That's
ever.
Awesome. And
everything's done between us. It's always been just us.
And that's how it should be. I'm a firm believer in as long as you can keep the court out of it, keep the court out of it. But I mean, both sides have to agree, and both sides have to want it to work the way that you want it to work. And it doesn't always work out that way. We know that. There are people on both sides, on dad's sides and mom's sides, that are in it to be spiteful and personal gain, and that's all there is to it. Like. And then you have, the good sides where, like, the relationship that you have, Cito, with your daughter's mother, and, me and my son's mom have, and that allows me and AJ to have a really good relationship. And, the situation that me and PJ have is a little different, and we have a good relationship out of that. But I think as long as you can attempt to set the example for your kids on how to make this work, it will help them later in life. Jesse, what's up? Thank you for showing up. Thanks for the likes. You just have to show them how to be men. Like, at the end of the day, you have to show that sometimes you gotta put your pride aside and do what's best for your kids. And that's what it turns into is, now don't get me wrong. If it's not what's best for my kids, I'm going to fight tooth and nail. But if it is, then so be it. And all the power to all the people in the world that can co-parent with people and make it work, because that really is beneficial to your kids in more ways than one. But on the flip side of it, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Don't force it, because you're going to make yourself nuts. And don't allow other people to tell you how things should be, because there's been plenty of times where I've heard it, like, and I know, AJ, you know that you've heard it on your side, like, why are they getting involved? Why aren't you doing this? And why isn't this one doing this? Yep. And it's like, we got this. Like, this is how it works. This is what works for us. Everyone's situation's different, but this is what works in our situation.
A lot of time people start that shit because they're not happy in their situations. So they need to make other people's situations seem like they're shitty, and they're not.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, I 100% agree. Real quick, because we got a little bit of time left, I want to revert back to you guys joined after we talked about straw. Now, AJ, did you see that? Because I know your wife said that she watched it, so I wasn't sure if you watched it with her.
No, she watched it without me.
Oh, I mean, you're lucky. You're lucky because you didn't get the gut punch, but man,
I've heard. I haven't watched it though.
Jimmy texts me. He's like, Pete, why? Why did you tell me about this movie?
Yeah. Nope. And then I put Cito onto it, and Cito had the same reaction.
I messaged him right away. I was like, bro, I don't want to cry. I'm not trying to cry today. I'm just trying to relax.
It's so funny because after I watched it, I saw all over Facebook people talking about it, like just how good. And
your phone listens.
Dude, I had to. You ain't kidding. I actually was discussing with a coworker today. Jesse, it was just so good. By the end of it, I just wanted to crawl in a hole somewhere though. Your phone definitely listens to you. I saw that. That's a topic for another day. Yeah, I think if you didn't cry during that movie, you should probably check your pulse. And I know there was another one that my son's mother actually shared with us that's on Tubi, and she said it was pretty emotional to watch. So I'll find out what that was and bring that up next week. But yeah, just what a movie. AJ, you got to watch that, dude. You got to just from a parent standpoint. Yeah, watch it by yourself. Just from a parent standpoint, and I know, you lost your dad when you were young, and I know have meeting your mom, like the type of mother you have, and she's a hard worker, and so you are going to be able to relate to a lot of this movie. I just can't even describe it. Like, wow, what a movie. Did you watch? I know we're backtracking because we already went over this stuff, but having the guys come in, this is what's going to happen. If you show up, you might get some repeats. Pete, you watched Predator, the original, by the way. For those just joining, we have a group chat, and I said, watch the new Predator. And Pete comes back and he watched the original Predator.
Watch the original one.
Watch the original Predator for entertainment purposes only, apparently. AJ, did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch it yet either.
Oh, so I didn't watch Sinners yet. So I got schooled on Sinners. Well, you guys, I know all of you have watched Sinners, but me. I'm the odd man out on that. And the boys are still raving about how good that movie is. So but this is what I said, and I turned on Prime last night. It was $20 to rent it. Like, huh?
Sinners?
Yeah. So I was like, I gotta go down. I gotta watch it by other means, which we're not gonna divulge here on live, but there are other means that I will watch it. I'm not paying $20 for that shit. Like, come on.
No, that's like to buy it. Like, I feel like.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was $25 to buy it. $5 more to buy it.
Yeah, it's nuts. No, I'm nope. I'll pass. Thank you for the 4.5K likes. Wow. This is by far been our most productive show we've had so far. And I did say at the beginning we're gonna try to get more into like there's just the life stuff with people, AJ, you missed. I actually had some stats for the NBA Finals. You missed that. I did good. I did good.
Well, I was completely wrong about the Pacers losing the next game.
Yeah, like
now I think it's over.
3-2 now, right?
Yeah, 3-2. Yeah. I didn't think it would even be. I didn't think Pacers would win a second game, but
hey,
after last night, it's over now.
Oh yeah. When's the final game or potential final game?
Wednesday.
Is it Wednesday?
I believe Thursday, maybe.
Thursday. I had to look at my notes. Thursday. I made notes this week. We're doing. Pete.
Yeah.
Get him.
He ain't gonna get none.
At least I get some and you don't.
All right, we're not going that far. Gee, what? How did it turn into that? Jesus Christ.
PG.
Say that in front of her. See what happens, Pete.
Jesus Christ. Pete,
Yeah,
Pete just took it to a whole nother level. Hey, I gotta have notes. I gotta keep us on track, Jesse, because we get way off track. See, you just showed up. AJ, you just showed up. Pete, you just showed up. Tubbs had me on a 25-minute rant about aliens earlier.
Yep.
This is why I have notes, so I can just follow along with what we have to do. He said something about aliens, and that was it. It was over. We are gonna do a whole show on that, by the way, at some point, because I love that topic.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. Very, very fun topic to discuss. I will school everybody. Also, we did touch on the issues going on overseas, which I try again to stay out of that kind of stuff, but it is getting wild, and we all went through growing up during the 9/11 period. So this is interesting. I actually, I want to see if there's any update because of what I had told you guys earlier. So just bear with me for a minute here. Come on. Apparently so right now there's been well, it says Trump is considering a U.S. strike on Iran. I don't know. I really hope we just stay out of it.
We're America. We're not going to stay out of it.
Well, that's what I said is the problem. This is the problem that we run into, though, AJ. We are considered to be the police of the world. We can't even police ourselves.
We're bullies. And
then the last time something crazy happened and we tried to stay out of it, somehow we got brought into it. World War II. Mm-hmm. So
Pearl Harbor.
So it's I would hate to see I would hate to see it come to that point where we are like just sitting here with our thumbs up our ass and then something like Pearl Harbor happens. So it's almost like, do you want to be proactive or reactive at that point? Right. I just, for our kids' sakes, I hope something gets resolved, but I don't think it's going to. Because this is, I don't know, and I said this earlier, in my lifetime, I think this is the farthest it's gotten with these guys when it comes to the crazy shit happening between these two countries. Mm-hmm. So, fingers crossed.
Yeah, we're the closest. We're closest to a World War III than ever right now.
Yeah, and I said that earlier. I said we are literally probably on the verge of World War III, and it's terrifying. Especially, again, we all grew up during the 9/11 stuff and what we went through during that, which, going back to it again, if you get a chance on Netflix, watch the Bin Laden documentary. You think it's about 9/11, but it's really not. Very, very informative about the whole hunt for Bin Laden. It's awesome. Check it out if you get a chance. Jesse, yes, I am terrified for what we're potentially leaving this world to with our kids, because it's only going to take one. Once one goes, that's it. Everybody's pushing the button, and that's scary. It's almost like remember in Terminator. Remember in Terminator where Skynet launched all the rockets? Like, literally, that's just how I envision it. Like, it's going to be, once one goes, everyone's going to say, nope, you ain't getting us. And they're all pressing the button. And what are you doing? He just destroyed the whole planet. It's Fallout, right? Is that what happens in Fallout?
Yeah.
It's going to be like the 100.
It's a good game, but I don't want to live it.
Hell no.
Right.
Hell no.
I'll play it and then be able to turn it off, but not in real life.
Yeah, I'm not down for that. So, all right, boys. With that being said, let's all hope to God that something meaningful comes out of this and positive, that they can just figure this out. But again, I don't think read 3 seconds after. Let's check that out. I will look into that. As always, I appreciate you guys for being here. I know you guys had dad duties to tend to. Understandable. Pete, don't take a 2-hour nap next time with the baby, and you'll get her to bed on time.
Bro, we were so tired. She was tired, and I was trying to get her to take a nap, and I end up joining her.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, right? I do want to give you guys an update on Christopher. I did talk to him the other day. He is very tired. He is staying up exceptionally late. They're doing shifts, and he's very tired. His wife is very tired, but baby and mama are doing good. He reports all as well. So best wishes out to them.
Yes.
So usually how I leave it is my favorite saying, and I always tell my kids to be good people, is it takes a lot to be a shitty person to somebody. It takes nothing to be a good person. So just be a good person. That's literally all you have to do in life is just be a good person, and your life will be a lot easier. Trust me. So, boys, I appreciate you, and we will see everybody next week. Thank you for everybody who hung out on TikTok, and thanks for the 6K likes. Like I said, the most successful show we've had. Hopefully, next week we can have Critter on and do a little interview. That would be nice, and we will see everyone then.
All right, boys.
All right, fellas. Everybody have a good night.
You too, brother.
Yes. Good night. GG's.